time is more of a tutorial. So without too much blah blah blah, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave you with the tutorial. But before I do that, as always, my beautiful people, I want to remind you to please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. On the very bottom of this video, you see a button. It says subscribe, and right next to it there's a little bell. Make sure to click on that bell so that way YouTube notifies you when I upload a video and you don't miss any of my uploads. Alright, and of course those thumbs up help me so much, and of course those love notes, you already know those love notes mean the world to me. So without further ado, I'll leave you with the video. So I'm gonna start with the Pearlescence Coconut Rose Hydrating Face Mist. I don't like that. I don't like lips. So I'm gonna add a little bit extra moisture to my skin. I'm using the Argan Oil, the Pure Dior Argan Oil, and this oil is super good. It's good for your body, your hair, and your face. It's 100% natural. It's really good stuff. Cruelty free, paraben free, and it's organic. And so, because the foundation I'm going to be using today is full coverage, meaning it's on the dry side, I'm really, really, really moisturizing and hydrating my skin because I have dry skin, and even though I live in Florida right now, the weather's been very chilly compared to like usual. Like cold for Florida. It's been in like 50s. It's even gone down to the 40s. So my skin is not reacting too well to it because it's extra dry. So the foundation I'm going to be using is the Revolution Makeup Revolution Foundation Conceal and Define, and I'm using the number F8. I think I'm going to do something a little different today. Usually I do my eyes first and then I move on to my face, but I think I'm going to do my face first today. skin accordingly to what you're using. It shouldn't affect or become a problem at all. I'm going to use my velvet sponge. Guys, don't forget that I have a code for you if you are interested in the sponge, and I'll leave that information in the description bar, in the description box. So open that up, and if you're interested, this sponge is a game changer in your makeup application and your foundation application. And it's super inexpensive. So, and I have a coupon for you guys, so check that out if you're interested. Anyway, so it's damp, and I'm going to use this to blend in my foundation into my skin. I'm telling you, look how flawlessly this applies. Oh, it's just beautiful. I'm so obsessed. Ever since I got this sponge, I haven't used any other sponge. And I love my beauty blender too, but I must admit, the beauty blender absorbs a lot of product. So sometimes I feel like, you know, if I'm using like a higher end foundation, it's eating it up and it costs money. So this one, you don't see that. It literally just blends your foundation so beautifully, without absorbing. I mean, it does absorb a little bit, but it's not like the beauty blender. Unfortunately, the beauty blender does an amazing job, but it really does absorb a lot of product. Even when you wash this, that's when you actually can tell how much product it has absorbed. Because let's say I use it twice, you know, let's say I do my makeup now and then tomorrow I'll do it again, you know. I mean, that's a lot of product that it should absorb. But when I wash it, it's not a lot that comes out, and it, you know, you can clean it up really nicely. So, and so far it has not, like, I wash it and all the product comes out. With my beauty blender, even no matter how well I wash it, you could still see some like foundation stains or concealer stains. So it kind of makes me wonder, you know. And that's why I've been like so obsessed with this one so far. I'm really, really liking it. Alright, my foundation is on. I think I can add a little bit more, but I'm not gonna go for like you know, like too heavy of a look on my face. I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna move on to concealer, and it's the same line, Makeup Revolution, but this is it says Conceal and Define, Full Coverage, Conceal and Contour, and I'm using C1, which is the lightest color, I think. And again, guys, I think I've mentioned this, I think, in all my Whisper makeup videos. I don't use any concealers to conceal under eye bags or circles. I use concealers mainly to highlight the inner part of my face. I don't really use it to actually conceal my circles. That's actually why I like fuller coverage foundations, because sometimes you don't have to correct any problem areas unless it's like real coverage foundation will take care of that for you, or at least in my case. And so what I do is I just use the lighter concealers just to, like, you can see, I mean right now it's not blended, but as you can see, it just brightens up your face and it just gives you that youthful look, that fresh youthful look, especially if you're not well rested, if you didn't have a good night's sleep or something, you know. This is like the best way to camouflage not being able to sleep well, is highlighting the inner corners, the inner part, not the inner corners, the inner part of your face, as you saw me do right now. Okay, so I'm going to leave this as is. But what I am going to do is I'm going to add a little bit more foundation to like this part of my face, just a little bit. I really like this foundation, guys. I really, it has been my go-to foundation recently. Alright, so I am going to set my face right now. Before this all dries up. I'm going to use my RCMA No Color Powder. You can order it anywhere online, just be careful where, but like you can order it on Amazon or eBay or their website, RCMA website. But it's a no color powder. It says the perfect universal setting powder for all skin types. No color powder contains absolutely no pigment, no perfumes, no fillers, and will never alter your foundation shade or natural skin tone. So as you can see, it's just a white powder. What I do is I pour a little bit in the cap, and then with my damp sponge, make sure there's no creases. On the other side, I take like this and I just kind of like dab it all over that one area where I put my lightest color, or where I brightened up my eye area. And because I'm working on my eyes first today, I am going to leave it. I'm not gonna remove it for a while. I'm also going to set my forehead with this. Let me just make sure that I have no creases on my forehead. And just going to set that as you see me doing. And I'm gonna leave it for a little bit. I want that to really settle in to my areas that I want brighter, or fully set, or concealed. Not concealed, I'm sorry, set and brightened, because it's not really a brightener, but it does help brighten, as you can see. And this looks like that right now only because I haven't like powdered it off with a brush, but I'm doing it on purpose this way. Okay, you see, like it really like just stays in the top of the sponge. I love it. Alright, so I'm gonna leave this little bit on the side, so when I'm done with the rest of my makeup, I may need to come back and retouch on the powder. Yes, it is damp, and I am using it with the powder. You gotta be careful when you're gonna use powder with a damp sponge or damp brush. I honestly wouldn't recommend you using anything damp with a brush, but you can with a sponge. You just gotta be careful, because if you overdo it, what will happen is you'll mess up. using this technique. Alright, so I'm gonna leave my face for now. Actually, I'm gonna set the rest of my face with, I wasn't going to, but I decided to, with Airspun Translucent Extra Coverage Powder. And guys, this powder is also really good. It's very inexpensive. You can find it at Walmart, at Target. I don't know what else, but that's where I've always bought mine. Has been actually at Walmart. And this is really good. It's really good. And it helps make your makeup last all day. Again, if you have dry skin, these powders are very extra, like literally coverage and thickness. But if you prep your skin accordingly, you shouldn't have any problems. And of course, facial sprays are your best friend. When you powder a lot, you want to powder spray. But because I still have some more to do on my face, I am not going to spray anything. I'm just going to leave that alone for now and move on to my eyes. Today I'm going to be using the Modern Renaissance Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. And this is actually one of my favorite palettes of hers. I love dusty rose colors, rosy pinks. I am obsessed with them. So this palette is my absolute favorite. So I'm going to be using this palette today. And the first color I'm going to use is going to be the Love Letter palette. I'm going to use that color, and this color is a matte. And I'm going to apply that on a little bit above my crease. As you can see, I'm going to kind of mark it with a very light hand. I'm going to mark that area as a guide. I'm going to grab my brush from the very tip. If you grab your brush from the tip, what that does is it gives a lot of application. The closer you get to your brush, the harder the application, the stronger the application. So I like to grab my brush from the very end and mark kind of like where I want that color to be placed first, as so. Alright. I'm going to blend that. Once I have it marked, I'm going to start blending that very well, because I'm going to use this as a transition color. So I want to make sure it's very, very well blended. Still grabbing it from the end. Okay. And I'm going to blend in circular motions, windshield wiper motions, and circular motions, as you see here. I'm going to kind of like flick it out. Blend, my friends. Blend, my friends. Blending is the key to flawless shadows and flawless overall makeup application. If you blend your powders, your contours, your blushes properly, you will literally have what we call a flawless application. And when it comes to skin, for a flawless finish of your skin prep is the most important. So how you prep your skin according to what you will use will determine the outcome of the final result. It will, that's where you'll see if you prepped your skin properly or not, because your makeup will look cakey and not cute. Anyway, so I'm gonna leave that for now. Blend it that way. Now I'm gonna go in with a different brush. The one I used was this one. It's the fluffiest brush. It's the E40 from Sigma. Now I'm gonna go in with the MAC 220. I think this is a 222, which is like a blending brush, but it's more like it's more of a pointed blending brush. And I'm gonna go in with Venetian Red, and I'm going to take a little bit of that, and I'm going to darken my okay, I lost my train of thought. Crease. Oh, I'm gonna darken my crease. Jeez Louise. Okay. I'm gonna darken my crease with this Venetian Red color. When you pull your colors in to your inner corner, it actually makes your eye, it depends on the color, but most of the time it'll define your eye a whole lot more. Your makeup will tend to look a little more dramatic if you pull in color into your inner corner like this. So your eyeshadows, let's say it'll show more. It tends to create more of a I wouldn't say dramatic, but it does show more. So obviously it'll show more, so it'll create like a more powerful effect. I'm gonna go back to the other brush, the first one I used, and I'm gonna blend that out a little bit, kind of that to make sure that those two colors kind of like combine and create harmony in between the both. Alright. Now I'm going to gonna go in with what do I want to do? I'm trying to think. What do I want to do? I'm still not sure what I want to do. Jeez. Okay. I'm gonna go in with Vermeer, which is a very sparkly, not sparkly, it's not glittery, a very shimmery, that's the word, very shimmery color. And it's that one veneer with my MAC 242 brush, and I'm going to create with the same shadow sort of like a I'm just going to kind of follow my eyelid shape with this eyeshadow. You see, kind of like that. I'm just following the natural shape of my mobile eyelid, just like this. Alright, and I'm not gonna take it all the way out. I'm going to like stop right there. I'm gonna go on to the next eye. These shadows are super pigmented, as you can see. Like, they're really good shadows. I love this palette. I think it's my absolute favorite from the palette. came out with. This is my absolute favorite. Okay, so right now I'm going to just leave this as you see here, and I'm gonna go in with Cypress Umber, which is that color, with a little detailed brush like that. And I'm going to darken my outer corner. And basically, I'm just pressing that color in there. I'm not blending it, I'm just pressing it in because I'm gonna leave it alone and then move on to the next eye. So basically what I want is for it to kind of like penetrate into my skin, and then what I'll do is I'll go in with a tone like this and blend it out. So you'll see that in a second, but right now I'm just pressing in the darkest color just because I want to deposit color in that particular area. I'm not blending it out just yet. I will be using another color for that. So I'm depositing the darkest color in that area. And then I'm going to take it in very lightly. Alright. I know I look crazy, but trust me, it's gonna come out. It'll come out nicely. Alright, so once I'm done with that, I'm gonna leave that alone for a little bit. I'm gonna move on to the lower part of my eye. And basically what I'm going to do, I am going to use Love Letter to deposit color there, and then I'm going to blend it a little bit with Buon Fresco. So I'm going to use Love Letter, then I'm going to use this, and then just to give it a little bit of shimmer, I'm going to go in with Vermeer as well. So I'm going to go with more of a detailed flat brush like this, and I'm going to take Love Letter, and I'm going to kind of deposit, which I'm not going like this, I'm pressing down. So I'm pressing down that color. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next eye. I'm pressing down. Again, I am not blending, I'm pressing down because I'm depositing that color. So again, if you bring in the color further into the inner corner of your eye, it's just gonna make colors show up more, so it tends to create a more of a dramatic look on your makeup. I'm gonna go back to the other side of the brush, which is like the more blendy part of the brush, and I'm gonna go in with Buon Fresco, which is like that dusty rose, and I'm going to lightly blend that Love Letter color with that Buon Fresco color, just as you see me here. Blend that out with that Buon Fresco color. It just gives it such a pretty diffused look. I know it looks a little crazy right now, guys, trust me, but it's not going to look like this in the end. Makeup has transitioned. Okay, so cleaning out this brush, the little brush. Now I'm going to move back to that darkest color. I'm going to blend that out with Venetian Red, very lightly, very lightly. I'm going to blend out the outer corners this one's not blended. This one's blended. We still have some work to do on this one, but I just want to show you the difference between the blend. Let's blend this out a little bit more. Now I'm going to do the same thing to this side. Once we kind of work and look to make sure that, you know, our eyes are even as possible. Okay, so once we think we're good, I'm going to go back to my original first brush that I used to blend out that first color. Make sure I have a towel on my lap, by the way, guys. I usually have it here, but I have it here right now. I'm gonna go back, make sure that this is cleaned out, and I'm going to go in with Tempera. I'm gonna lightly take a little bit of that, remove the excess, and I'm going to blend the very top of my brow bone with that color. And basically what I'm doing here is making sure that all those colors on top are blended well and into my brow bone, so that way everything looks blended and you don't have like a harsh line anywhere, especially on the top, because that looks tacky, guys. Very, very, very tacky. So I'm going to take a little bit more, and I'm going to blend on the outer corner here of my brow bone, and maybe down here too. Everything will just blend together beautifully when you do that. See how everything starts to look so nicely blended. Look at the difference, the blend here versus here. Okay, and then you just add, if you think you need to add a little more, you just do that. You just add a little more to make sure everything is flawlessly blended. Now I'm gonna move on to this eye. Do you see the difference, guys, between both eyes? Alright, doing the same thing on the other side. Now, guys, remember that makeup is all about playing around, having fun with it. If you can't have fun with makeup, then you're killing it, because that's the point of makeup, is having fun, playing around with colors and learning, you know. Now I'm going to go in with my flat brush, and I'm going to go in with Vermeer again, and I'm going to highlight the arch of my brow bone slightly. This changes your eye look completely. Okay, go on to the next one. Do the same thing on the other side. Alright, gonna bring it in with whatever you have left over on the brush. Go back with blending just like that. I know you're making a big mess out of your brows. That's why I haven't done them. Because you want to blend that into your brow bone. And I also want to highlight the inner corner of my eye, my tear duct area, as so. I love this area highlighted. It really opens up the eye nicely. And then of course back to the blending brush and blend a little bit. Blend. Alright. Okay. I think I'm good for now. Yeah. Now what I'm going to do is do my eyeliner. I'm using the Essence Super Precise Eyeliner, long lasting, waterproof. And I'm going to create a lifted line. Okay, it's more of a sort of dramatic liner, but lifted. Look at the difference in the eye, guys. Okay, now I'll do the same to the next eye. Liner's done. Now moving on to my brows. As I always say, I'm just going to kind of fill them in a little bit, but nothing too much anyways. Your brows have to be done, guys. Your brows have to be done. Even if you're not like doing much, I would just fill them in just a little bit. That makes a huge difference to your face and your makeup looks. Alright, brows are done. Now I'm going to move on to lashes. I am putting on some cute falsies. I'm gonna move on to some mascara. I'm gonna go put a coat of mascara on my natural lashes so I can blend them better with my falsies in just a second. Lashes are on, and we're moving on to powdering off of the face. I'm going to take a big fluffy brush like this, and I'm just going to powder off any excess powder I may have from earlier. These are satin finish blushes. They're definitely not matte, but they're definitely not shimmer, so they are satin finish. Okay. To highlight my face, I'm using the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the color Prismatic. And it's this color here. It's so pretty, guys. Look how pretty that is. Very, very pretty. So I'm going to take that on a small brush like this, and I'm going to apply that all over my cheekbone, my highest part of my cheekbone, and then kind of blend down a little bit, staying in that cheekbone area. Put some in the middle of my forehead as well, on the tip of my nose. Whoa, that was a little too much. I'll fix it. And in this area too. And as I always say, everything must be blended, so I'm gonna go in with a brush like this. Blend, 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 blend. Alright, now moving on to lips, I'm going to be using 3 colors. I'm going to be using Dose of Color liquid lipstick, I guess it's called, in the color Rosebud. And so I'm kind of like going to use this to outline my lips. I love these so much. But for the price, you can't beat ColourPop, and the quality of ColourPop is amazing. So I'm using this color as a outline to my lips. Okay. And so now I'm gonna go in with Anastasia's Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the color Milkshake. Okay, and I'm gonna use this color like this, just in this area here, not in the entire lips. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is tap, 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 and then with my finger on top. Okay, and this makes your lips look so luscious. And then I'm gonna go in with Sephora. What's this? This is a lip gloss, I guess. It doesn't say, but it is a lip gloss in the color Bubblegum. And guys, this is super, super pretty. Even on its own, it's pretty. Let me show you. Look how pretty that is. Very, very pretty. So I'm going to take a little bit of this Bubblegum lip gloss, and I'm going to apply it right in the middle of my lower lips. And I'm going to take a little bit on the middle of my upper lips, and then blend it out a little bit, not too much. Just like this. Alright, now to finish off the eyes, I'm going to align them in the color black. glamorous, but most important, be kind. I love you all. Until next time. Bye.